Do you feel 2021 has been disappointing for you? Do you expect results that haven't ended up materializing and therefore you're frustrated about it? Do you want 2022 to be the best year ever, but you just don't know how to start? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why 2021 might have been disappointing and how to make 2022 the best year so far in your life. By the end of this video, I'm going to even share the game plan that we will be using to grow Selfmastered to that 8-figure level. Let's get to it. Hello everyone, I'm Castillo here, CEO and founder of Selfmastered. We help entrepreneurs scale their businesses by teaching them 8 core high-performance skills that reliably and predictably transform their personal performance. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing because we release a few videos every week for free to help people like you become laser-focused top performer. So today I want to discuss a clear framework that I believe will be very useful for you to judge why you may not have the results that you wanted in this year that now comes to an end, 2021. In our experience, right, when you do not get the results you want, that's because you don't have the 4 things that are necessary to really drive the results you want. You may have a bad strategy, a bad execution framework, a bad performance framework, or you may lack the agility to adapt the strategy, the performance, and the execution to changing times. Based on all the years that we have been helping entrepreneurs master the performance, we realize that there are 4 main problems that they suffer. The first is a lack of clarity or a lack of a sound strategic framework. By not knowing exactly where they want to go, but not having a clear idea of what it is that you're trying to build in the long, medium, and short terms, they just waste too much potential. You need to know exactly where are you headed if you want to build the ship you need to get there. So a lack of clarity is the #1 problem people have when trying to achieve their goals and failing. By not defining their goals with precision and not understanding what trade-offs need to be made to get to those goals, they fail in the process. #2 is lack of focus. If you do not have a clear execution frameworks that helps you understand what are the key things that move the needle for you, it is very easy to get swayed away of the goal. As most people in startups know, ideas abound, but what really is scarce is flawless execution. And flawless execution is about focus. It's about just choosing the one thing that carries the most leverage and execute on that with violence and fury, right? So lack of focus is the second thing that probably might not help you get the goal you wanted in 2021. The third thing that may have gone wrong is bad performance or a lack of capacity, right? So you have a good strategic idea of what it is that you want to go. You know what systems you need to set. So what's the execution framework you need to follow, but then you just fail. You get distracted, you get depleted in your energy, and you lose motivation, and you cannot be consistent every day in your work. So what's happening at this point is that you do not have the personal capacity to execute on that strategy. And at this point, what you should have done is really increase your personal performance and learn the skills that allow you to be perpetually motivated, focused, high energy, and in control. And the fourth culprit that may have prevented you from achieving the goal you wanted in 2021 is a lack of agility. Because as we now know, now that we're ending the pandemic, things change very fast. Somebody mildly cooks a bat in China and then the world comes to a halt with a pandemic, right? So you need to be able to adapt quick, be agile in your decisions, and make sure that you're always the first mover advantage by reassessing the territory and adapting the maps you use to drive superior output in that territory. So, as a recap, lack of a strategic framework or lack of clarity, lack of an execution framework or lack of focus, lack of a clear performance framework, or lack of capacity, or just a lack of agility to adapt all those 3 frameworks, strategy, execution, and performance to changing times. Now, before diving deep into how can you create the best year ever in 2022, please let me know in the comments if you have achieved your goals in 2021. Share with us what goals had those been, and if you haven't, why do you think that might have been? Did you have the correct goals, the execution framework? Did your performance be to the level it needed to be? Now, here's how to make 2022 the best year ever for you and your business. Number one thing you need to do is understand exactly what's the biggest bottleneck. What's preventing you from growing? And this goes against most of the mainstream self-development advice that says double down on your strength and just delegate and systematize and optimize your weaknesses. That's a recipe for failure. You need to have complete control of everything in your business. But if you really want to grow, the theory of constraints, which is a management tool, teaches us that all systems will perform at the limit of its main weakness. So think about what is the biggest limit in your business and your personal life right now. Is it marketing? Is it sales? Is it product? Is it operation? Is it people? Whatever it is, make sure that you identify the biggest bottleneck, because that's the biggest lever that you will be using to drive growth. Then step number 2 is create a sound strategic plan. What is the goal that if you achieve it will solve that big bottleneck and also solve minor bottlenecks along the way? If it's product, it might be developing a new version that really brings all the customers you want and increase the referral rate. If it's marketing, then it's really making sure that you are able to attract enough new business through a new marketing channel by nailing your value proposition and your channel product fit. Whatever it is, there's always one goal that, if achieved, will make everything else easier. Step number 3 is, what's the execution framework? So what are the systems and projects and initiatives that you need to create to get to that goal, right? Because just wishing for something to happen or selecting a goal won't make that goal a reality. You need to execute on the correct systems to make sure that goal becomes a reality, right? So number 3 is, what's the execution framework? What's the milestone you need to follow? Then finally, number 4, optimize yourself, because chances are that when results didn't come in 2021, you didn't sustain motivation high enough. Your focus probably wandered. You're starting dabbling with NFT and cryptos and Web3. You didn't stay focused on the goal, and that's why you wasted time. So optimize motivation, focus, energy, and emotional control. Make sure that you increase your personal performance to drive the growth your business deserves. As a recap, how to make 2022 the best year ever. 1, understand what's dragging you down. 2, architect a goal that solves this bottleneck and also aligns all the company towards that growth that you seek. 3, create an execution framework that serves as a clear roadmap for you to get that goal. And 4, work on yourself so your personal performance becomes the engine that drives the company's growth. And finally, I'm going to share how we are going to get Selfmastered to that next level. What's exactly the framework that we are going to be using? Right now, we have been carefully honing our Selfmastered Performance Accelerator program for about 15 months. And we have been onboarding just 3 people a month to make sure that we get the best clients possible and we can iterate the product as fast as possible. Now, 15 months in, we are in the 4th generation of the program. So product is already working. It's already working fantastic, brings incredible results to each and every one of our clients. So the biggest bottleneck isn't product. The biggest bottleneck is marketing. We need to make sure that we hone our messaging to fit the market. So what we're going to be doing in 2022 is just use one channel to bring customers, and that's going to be Facebook ads, and really understand the mechanics of the platform so we can acquire clients in a predictable and reliable way. All the execution framework is going to be directed at making sure that that strategy, becoming profitable on Facebook in the first 3 months of the year, is achieved. And of course, we are going to keep honing our personal performance, myself as CEO and also all my team, to make sure that we do not falter, that we do not deviate. And if we keep doing what we're doing, really unlock the gates of high quality leads for a product that it's fantastic and it's already proven, that's what's going to bring us the growth that we deserve as a team. So I hope this was useful. Please let me know in the comments if you learned anything new, which probably did, and more importantly, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to apply this in 2022? And of course, if you want a proven framework, if you want a proven methodology and expert help to get yourself and your business to the next level, apply to the Performance Accelerator program. We only onboard 3 people a month, which is what we use to make sure that each one of our clients gets the results they deserve. See you in the next video.